he's always there. My friends get scared when he's out to play, but he's good fun and he's here to stay. Oh, Alan. Spooky Alan.
Kind of reviving something that we used to do on the show around Halloween. Remember when our buddy James Renner would come in?
Yeah.
James Renner, who is a renowned true crime author. He's got a lot of...
Certified spooky boy.
Yeah. Publications under his belt. Man from Primrose Lane. A couple of these books, like he sold the rights to make movies.
Dude, Man from Primrose Lane is bananas.
It's awesome, yeah. A couple of these were optioned for films, and that's one of those deals where you get paid whether or not they make a film out of it. So
the thing about Man from Primrose Lane is it basically became QAnon.
Came what? QAnon, yeah.
It became like QAnon.
Man from Primrose Lane is 2012.
Yeah, it's a very fictionalized story.
Yeah.
But with time travel and stuff like that. But it plays off a lot of... Was that the one that played off a lot? No, I was thinking the other one.
The Great Forgetting.
The Great Forgetting. That's the one that plays off...
They're both great books.
They're great books. The Great Forgetting plays off a lot of conspiracy theories coming to light.
Yeah.
And like actually being true. So it was fun hearing all that stuff and like how he wove it all together. And then that stuff becoming part of the whole QAnon thing.
The pop culture fabric of the country, yeah. And he's been among the most tenacious people still, trying to uncover information on the Amy Mihaljevic murder back in the day. Happening, that's part and parcel of out where I live in Bay Village. But anyway, Renner would come in every year because he did a book about a decade back called It Came from Ohio, which was this kind of compendium of kind of urban legends and things like that. And around Halloween, he'd come in and we'd all sit around telling ghost stories. But I hadn't done it for a couple of years. And so I hit him up. I go, hey, you want to come in for Halloween? So James Renner will be back in here tomorrow.
Hey.
And we'll see what's up with him. He's very, very busy. He's always writing something interesting. And so he'll be back in tomorrow.
I know you want to move on from the psychic thing. Can I say one more thing and then it'll be over?
Of course.
I knew you were going to want to say one more thing.
I always want to say one more thing.
Yes.
Okay. Believers or not, this is the thing that's going to make you turn a corner. I go out in the break.
You do say that a lot. You go, how can you guys not believe?
I go out in the break, and what is waiting in the kitchen?
A psychic. The psychic is up and walking around.
Sandwiches.
Oh, sandwiches.
And what was I saying 2 hours ago? How badly I wanted to have sandwiches because it's been 48 hours without carbs. And I'm having a sandwich. Praise be God.
Wait a second. Praise be to He. So wait, if you didn't have a donut to satisfy your carb craving, why are you going to have a sandwich?
Because it showed up at the right time.
Oh, the donuts were too early.
Donuts were before my psychic interaction.
I
The
see.
universe gave me the wheelchair psychic and a sandwich, and I'm going to just accept all the blessings today.
By the way, the picture you sent to the group chat, they look good.
They are good.
It looks like
dude.
arugula
It's
and crusty bread and tomato.
Olive loaf. It's like, there's this one I'm enjoying right now.
Is it ciabatta? What is this?
One is pesto chicken salad on, it's either ciabatta or
Yum.
sourdough.
Jimmy Pesto, he just got sentenced to
got a year in prison for being a traitor.
And then the other one is a fresh mozzarella prosciutto on an olive loaf.
Prosciutto!
Which is delicious, and there's a side of some kind of spiced sweet potatoes.
We had a
Very,
party.
very good.
We had a party of 10 first night that we all got to Asbury Park for this wedding this past weekend, and so it was great to see all of our Chicago friends from back in the day because we were all coming from different parts of the country. So we were all kind of catching up quickly, and we're at this big long table and we're having drinks and blah blah blah. And the waiter finally comes around. This is an Italian restaurant, and the waiter finally comes around to me, and I go, "I will have the gabagool." He did not get the reference. And so I ordered something else.
So, do the sandwiches make you a believer, Alan? The
No,
divine
because
presence
there's
of carbs?
always food at your radio station.
It's true. I asked the guy, so what's this? He goes, there was a meeting upstairs. I said, okay. Well, I'm going to
This is all the stuff they didn't want up there. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's the only way that, sometimes there are places that will drop food off here, like once a month that will happen, right? But invariably, if there's a meeting with clients or something and they order a bunch of food, like those big boxes of Panera sandwiches or whatever, that's how you get food, just like you're doing right now. Whatever doesn't get grabbed, they throw it into the kitchen. And then it's like locusts.
Yeah.
But, okay, well, good for you.
It's a good day, dude.
Indeed.
It's a good day.
I'll tell you, it's a good day for me, too. Now that my horn is fixed, by the way.
You're honking at everybody.
Dude, I'm laying it on. I pulled out of the parking lot last night, and I knew there was nobody coming because we have that mirror right there. But I was like, well, I'll do it because there's a sign that asks you to do it. It's polite. There's nobody coming. I'm using this thing. I'm just getting filthy with it. I'm using my horn so much. I mean, it cost me $800. I should get my money's worth out of this horn. But I don't have a novelty. Here's my horn bill. That's what they hear when I pull out here from work. I didn't realize, speaking of parking here at work, I didn't realize all the mishigas that was going on with parking. And I'm way behind on all this parking drama.
What parking drama?
Well, when we first got here, there were I don't know if you had a K&D placard.
I did.
Okay. There were a handful of us that got these K&D placards. They're the management company that runs 668 Euclid here. And upstairs from us, obviously, it's residential. We're right down here on Euclid Avenue. So we've been in these new studios here about a year and a half. And we first got down here, they said, well, iHeart will have reserved spaces in the first level of this parking garage. That amounts to about maybe 20 spaces, which, given the number of people who are on average here in the office, I figured that's more than plenty. But there are a lot of days where, like, the wholesale staff is here, whatever. And a handful of us were given these placards we were supposed to hang from our rearview mirror so that we had a spot. Mm-hmm. And I'm not somebody that complains about parking, right? There's days I'll come in here, there's nowhere to park in the iHeart spots. I don't care. I'll go to I don't care. If I'm on 3, 4, 5, I do not care. I'll walk down, right? It's fine. But apparently a lot of people were complaining that normies were parking in the iHeart spot. This is all apparently months ago. Like, to the point where every day when I come in here, I still hang that thing from my mirror. And
I have mine on my, but
we don't.
But I get here so much later that it's usually.
But I was told this
out.
morning we haven't needed those for like a year.
Oh, really?
Because it doesn't matter anymore. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this. Apparently, there's all this complaining. Okay, so like Rover is wherever he is when he's not here in person. Okay, and I knew he wasn't here because there's a spot that he always parks in. It's kind of like the first one on the level there. And so if he's here when I come in, I'm here about 8:30. If he's here, his car will be there. And it wasn't there this morning, so I pulled into that first spot. But the iHeart sign in that particular spot had RMG on it, had the RMG logo.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And so I parked in there because I'm like, I'm not taking his spot because he's not here. And somebody mentioned something that I didn't need the placard. I don't remember what one of the sales guys was like, oh, bro, parked in Rover's spot. And I kind of chuckled. I go, is that like, what is that? And they're like, he just made that sign.
Ha!
I'm like, what? I'm like, why don't I just make a sign? I just thought that there was a new sign put up or something. That's fine, whatever. And I'm like, why don't I just make a sign? And then it turned into this conversation about how apparently it's a free-for-all with the parking. And I'm like, oh, I still hang that thing from my mirror. They go, oh, no, you haven't needed that. That nobody cares. The people who live in the building were complaining. But I'm like, oh, my God, I had no idea any of this was going on. About parking, no less. I mean, whether you're working here or living here, obviously you want a spot in the garage. But there's more than enough room to accommodate the people who live here and work here. So it must be people here who were complaining that they had to go up to
another level.
Up too many levels. But it's like, I take the stairs. I don't care. But there are elevators here that people take. So I didn't understand what the problem was.
And you can park closer to the elevators if you have to take the elevator.
I didn't understand what the problem was. I didn't realize there was all this drama with respect to parking here. I mean, I guess small detail that we can toss those little things now. The hangers from the mirror.
So I had the iHeart one and then they switched it out for the K&D one.
Yeah, I never had an iHeart one. I had a
No, you had like the original one that we got had the iHeart.
No, I didn't have
symbol.
that.
You just had the
K&D.
K&D one. Okay,
Yep.
so I've had the K&D.
Maybe they
one.
ran out of them. I don't know.
Yeah, the K&D one, I still have it. I'll put it down from time to time, but I guess we don't need to. Okay.
But also, I'm like, why doesn't everybody just make their own sign reserved for B. Squire?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I get
Nobody's
here
checking.
after people leave, so like RMG's gone, all the morning show people are gone, so I've not had any interactions where people are
Right.
like,
You got a
yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
spots. Yeah. So, yeah, I had no idea. But imagine complaining. And who do you complain to?
I don't know.
Hey, man.
I don't
Okay.
think. I don't know.
What? Because I initially thought when we were here that placard meant that I could park anywhere.
And that's not true.
That's not true because I got
handicap spot
yeah.
for you.
well, like no, not handicap. No, but like the first, but like closer to the out instead of the in, whatever. But the first 6 months we were here, I got 2 green stickers on my window, and I'm like, what fresh hell is this? I didn't understand. So that's why I was so surprised to hear now that it's apparently a free-for-all. But there are still spots that will get you the green sticker? I don't know. It's all fine. But
I just park where I've been parking.
I like the notion of people
I
complaining.
haven't had any problems. So
I mean, we were at Oak Tree. We were parking outside in a lot.
Yeah.
So this being covered, I'm like, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When it's winter time and we don't have to like
clear off our cars.
Yes. I mean, first world problems, but it's very nice being in a parking garage. So I'm not going to complain about any spot. But I didn't know. So yeah, man, I'm laying on that horn. Laying on it. Scaring people.
Good for you.
Yeah, right? I'm making sure that there's no wildlife anywhere near where I am. I lay on that horn because I have a little dial that gives me different noises, and that's the one for like if it's a raccoon or something. That's the that's the one for if I'm in if I'm in the flats. That's the one I like to use because it's jolly. There's a jauntiness to it, and that one's good too. Messages on the iHeartRadio app. If you are an out-of-state listener, that's a great way to get a hold of us. And also let me know where you listen. James is in Tampa, Florida. Deanna listens in Birmingham, Michigan. Kyle is in Gastonia, North Carolina. Adam's in Elmore, Vermont.
Hey, Alan Pete Pittsburgh here. I don't know how I got on this, but Charms Blow Pops. Should the outside match the flavor on the inside? For instance, if it's a cherry outside, cherry flavored inside. Bubblegum, not just a tutti frutti flavor. Strawberry outside, strawberry inside. Blue raspberry, grape, etc. The bubblegum should match the shell outside. Hate the show. Just an idea.
Oh, because we
I
were
stand
talking
with
about
that.
blow
Yeah, I
pops
like that.
yesterday.
I like that.
I like that idea, but I'm fine with the bubble gum being in the middle
It
of a
doesn't
blow
If it
pop.
just being
Taste.
bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's going to
not
lose
that
its flavor.
big of a deal.
But no, but
I don't think it's
if they were to make
necessary.
them better with more,
They're not going to do that.
that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't think they need to, but I wouldn't mind that. Because all the time they seem to be changing stuff. It doesn't necessarily need to be changed. You might have seen the articles, by the way, because Halloween is in a couple of days, that there's been a change. Reese's Cups have been unseated as the most popular Halloween candy. They're usually number
Candy
one.
corn?
They are, yeah, they are the perennial winner, are Reese's Cups. And they have been supplanted by M&M's
M&M's.
and Sour Patch Kids.
What? Those are both tied for first, or Reese's got down to 3?
Reese's down to number 2. Sour Patch Kids number 3. Candy corn number 7, though. When
I
they
love
rattle off
candy
the top
corn.
10, candy corn is great. If there's a bowl of candy corn, I'll grab a couple of
I'll
kernels.
eat the whole thing.
Oh, really?
I have
No,
to.
I don't want that.
I have to specifically
That's way
buy
too much.
the individual packs like that you give out at Halloween of candy corn, because if I buy a bag of it, I will eat the bag until I throw up. I love candy
Do
corn.
it.
Really?
Do it
I'm
for
dead
the, for
serious.
the gram.
No. I love candy corn.
I was surprised that hot tamales were ranked as high as they are. They're like top 5. And I'm a little tired of the Butterfinger disrespect, by the way.
I love
I
a
don't
good
like how
Butterfinger.
much it gets stuck in your teeth, but I do love a Butterfinger.
Listen, that's part of the consequences. Like, I'm gonna F around and find out with Butterfingers every time.
Yeah.
Twix and Kit Kat are probably my top two.
Listen, most candy is made in the greatest city on earth, Chicago, Illinois. Most candy, Chicago-based, M&Ms and Snickers and Skittles and Butterfinger and Ferrara Candy Company is there. They're making Lemon Heads and Atomic Fireballs, and Mondelez is there, and they're making your Oreos and your Sour Patch Kids, and Mars Wrigley is there, and they're making Starburst and Skittles and all that kind of stuff. So, the point being is that when there is a change of the guard with your candy, you can probably thank the fine people of Chicago, Illinois, where it probably starts. And these are all, there's no new candies that are getting on these lists. Because I have to make the decision now at Casa Cox, and I've asked my daughter, what candy is going to go out for Halloween? Because she will already be trick-or-treating by the time I get home.
Popcorn balls.
No, I think she wants to put out Sour Patch Kids, which is an A-plus choice.
I like that.
Sour Patch Kids are dynamite. So I like that. But I was thinking we'll probably have one giant bowl of just cooked pierogies.
Oh, yes.
And then
God, I love pierogies.
And then I'll have another giant bowl of loose Sour Patch Kids.
Did you see the video my roommate and I made about Halloween?
I did. The
We
cats.
just posted it today.
I happened to see it. I looked, I go, what the hell is this?
Well, it was like,
Your ass is in it for a half a second.
Well, because
You're like showing cheek.
She zoomed in when maybe she shouldn't have zoomed in.
Wow.
But, that's the premise, is that we're like new to we're new to kids, so we don't know what to put out for Halloween. So we give like a pill bottle and 2 loose Oreos and Benadryl and crystals and stuff like that.
There's a lot of kids who need that non-drowsy Benadryl, though.
They do.
That's not bad.
They're allergic.
It's cold and flu season.
Yeah.
But it's also supposed to be 72 degrees for Halloween, too.
It's going to be 77 here.
Which is a really nice change, because like
That's
last couple
awesome.
of years, I feel like it was 40 and raining.
Yeah.
Which blows.
2 years ago, it snowed. I remember that because
Yeah.
my house in Cleveland, the neighbors there go all out for Halloween. Like, they decorate their whole yard. They set up like 3 candy bowls along the way of their yard, and then they have a huge folding table that they'll have like boxes of cereal and like full-size candy bars, and then they have like an alcohol station with the hot cider in the crock pot and a couple different kinds of booze for adults. Like, they go full out. And I remember 2 years ago, they were still doing it, still sitting out there in the snow with a fire going. I was
Yeah.
like, good for you guys.
My neighbors right across the street always have hot toddies out there
Yeah,
for the adults, which is awesome.
Mind if we analyze your video real quick?
sure.
Okay. Are these women that were never children?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't know how Halloween works.
They don't know how Halloween works.
Okay,
The only way
that's-
they know that Halloween is drunk, slutty party
Okay.
Halloween.
Right.
Okay, so all right, now that makes more sense.
Does that make
they
more
were-
sense?
Yeah, that
They
wouldn't-
were born at age 19.
Yeah, they're born at age 19 and they've never heard of Halloween until today.
Or children.
They were
Yeah,
in
or
comas,
children,
Bill.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real shining star of that video is the last 5 seconds, because my roommate tries to bring her cat outside, and it's the hardest I've laughed in months, was watching this cat absolutely freak out and try to escape her. Oh, God, it was beautiful. I'm so glad we caught it on camera.
Was the cat like, this premise is flawed?
I don't like this at all!
Alan, how about small baby oil bottles
There you
for
go.
trick or treat? I get it. 'Cause it diddy. What about a bowl of sloppy Joe meat?
There you go.
Hey, Roseanne on her show had a loose meat sandwich restaurant.
Yeah,
Just
but
do
you
that.
had it out for Halloween.
Pack of buns, get yourself a big old bowl there of sloppy Joe meat.
I like the bowl of
Pho.
Yeah.
One slurp per child. We get it. You like broth. All right, I got a break. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192 to do it there. Want to go see Sullivan King. This dude is one of the wilder acts going out on the road. A lot of electronic, a lot of metal, a lot of melding of the two. And MMS presenting Sullivan King February 10th at the Agora. I will have the